I'm forcing myself to get out of bed every morning for them.
She lost her husband and her brother on the same day in the same explosion at her home in Firestone.
That was 2.5 years ago.
I'm lucky to be alive.
Martinez thinks about it every day and is determined to make change in honor of the men she loved the most. These are the images Coloradans can't shake. A home gone in just a matter of seconds.
I was pinned in the explosion. The entire upstairs fell on top of me.
An explosion that killed a loving husband and father, Mark Martinez, and his brother-in-law, Joey Irwin, a man adored by his nieces and nephews.
I was screaming for help when my son had jumped out the window to save his own life.
Nearby construction workers came running to the house to help.
They were able to get me out from what I've told moments before the entire house erupted in flames, and so I owe my life to them.
What we know now is there was a gas leak that had gone undetected for 4 months underneath the Martinez home. What was once their home is now an empty lot in a quiet neighborhood, a place Erin and her children visit every anniversary. A place Erin, Nathan, and Jalen plan to turn into a park called Two Hunters Park.
I remember being...
Erin has also turned into an advocate at the Capitol working to create legislation.
I've lived here my entire life, and I've seen, the oil and gas, and, I've seen it spread and it grow, and I always was naive and thought, well, the oil and gas companies are doing what they need to do to keep us safe.
And will testify before the Oil and Gas Conservation Commission, or the COGCC. She wants to see all plugged-in abandoned flow lines removed from the ground.
We allow the oil and gas industries to basically, so to speak, leave their trash in the ground.
She wants disclosure.
At the time of the home explosion, flow lines were not something that was shared with the public, so we had no way of knowing that flow line was 6 feet from our house.
And she wants inspections done when a well is sold. The one near their house had been sold 5 times between 1999 and 2017.
Had an inspection been done 1 out of those 5 times, you would have discovered the improperly abandoned line, and I wouldn't be sitting here telling you this story.
And above all, she owes it to her children. She made a promise.
I made the promise to my son. He told me, Mom, you need to make sure that there's nothing around this new home. You need to make sure, do everything you can in your power to make sure this isn't going to happen to us again.
This house, where they live today, they're now leaving because despite doing her homework and asking questions.
And 6 months later, there's Anadarko trucks in the field behind our house.
So they are moving again. Same area, same community, even though people ask why they continue to stay.
Everything was taken from my kids. And the one thing that wasn't taken from them was their community and their family and their school and their friends, and I had to try to keep that as much as possible. And they wanted to stay here. This is where they wanted to stay, and so we should be able to stay in this community, and we should still be able to stay safe.
She knows their lives will never be the same. Physically, her kids are fine. Erin was burned over 40% of her body. She's endured 29 surgeries and more to come. She keeps pictures of Mark and Joey around the house, even though most were destroyed in the fire. And she now has new mementos, like this proclamation the governor gave to them on the anniversary of the explosion declaring Mark and Joey Day. And she brings down from her bedroom the one and only item from her Firestone home that made it through the explosion. A bird her mother had given them with the words from 1 Corinthians, words they exchanged the day Mark and Erin married.
They miss their dad and their uncle terribly, and quite honestly, they miss their mom too. I'm not the same person I was before all this happened, and we're just together, the 3 of us, trying to find a way through this.
Wow, and it's evident just how strong Erin is.
Well, and she says for Mark and for Joey's sake and her kids' sake, she has to be. And just to be clear, she doesn't want to get rid of the oil and gas industry. She believes that we need it. And when she testifies before the COGCC on Thursday morning, her message will be, let's just make sure it's safe.
Thanks, Erin, for sharing the story.
Thank you, Erin.
That was
appreciate it.
That was strong stuff. Thank you, Ann.